But Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not win an election. He's attempting to steal one with the connivance of Yakubu. It is now up to the courts to decide if they are party to that crime. It's not for Dele Farotimi.
Please, don't miss this video. Do not skip this video. Dele Farotimi has just analyzed this thing in the best way, in the best format that anyone can analyze this video. Hey, wisdom. Indeed, even the Bible said wisdom is profitable. This man don't tear everywhere. He don't scatter ground. He don't analyze ground, push on the way he go be. Tinubu becoming the president. Aye. It won't be funny. It won't be funny at all. It won't be funny. This Dele Farotimi, upon he's a Yoruba man, the way he has analyzed this thing shows that it's not every Yoruba people are in support of Tinubu. Darkness is coming, but some people are clapping to this darkness. What's up, ladies and gents? I'm not going to talk too much. First of all, I want to give credit to Sahara Reporters for this video. If this is the first time of coming across the Dankra, do not forget to subscribe, do not forget to share, do not forget to follow. Most importantly, like our videos, because according to YouTube and Facebook policy, the more you like our videos, the more they help recommend it to other subscribers that have not yet subscribed to this channel. God bless you as you do so. It is becoming clearer and clearer on daily basis that this Tinubu, what Tinubu did to Nigerians, is a total fraud and will not be accepted. Dele Farotimi had just made a mess of everything. He has exposed both the person on the left, both the person on the right, both the person in the middle. This is one thing I've advised Nigerians. This is one thing I've advised Nigerians. We cannot watch this darkness come on us. We cannot. Please watch the video and do not forget to subscribe. Peace out.
The presidential election.
What do you expect?
And you yourself said you'll be shocked.
Look, let's be clear. Truth dies in darkness. Let me repeat myself. Truth dies in darkness. If you broadcast the tribunal's proceeding, INEC and the APC and multiple agencies of this fraudulent government will be exposed for what they are. They've done all their shenanigans, had their circuses, had their orchestra. We're now on the home run, where the tires hit the road. And what you're saying is that INEC, the APC, will do everything they can to make sure Nigerians don't see the truth, or at least, as best as possible, veil it. If you're seeing it live, it becomes difficult to distract the people with all the many shenanigans they will bring, because they will be throwing maximum distractions at the people instead of allowing them to see the evidence that will be coming out of the court. So take it for granted that the APC, INEC would do everything to fight against it. Whether the tribunal would elect to allow itself to become a force for good, or whether it would allow itself to be forced to become complicit in a crime against the Nigerian people, is entirely up to it. But even if it rules against allowing cameras, I would not hold that against the tribunal or deem that a sign of its partiality in one way or the other, because the truth is, it is not something that had been allowed in our courts, but that is not to suggest that it is not desirable. It's done all over the world. Kenya did it. Why should it be such a big deal for us? We love pointing out examples all over the world. But that's because we've been left behind by everyone else. But Kenya did it. And they made sure they finished hearing the petitions before any swearing in was done. If we are truly desirous of being members of the human community, we have to start acting human. And humanity says, when there are opportunities for progress, advance. It's always about enlightened selfish interest. It is in our enlightened selfish interest as a people to enlighten ourselves, educate ourselves by following the proceedings of that tribunal. So it's up to the court to decide whether he wants to do that or not.
And let's take it from your last statement, stating the fact that all petitions should be heard, like we've seen in other climes, before the swearing in.
Yeah.
But May 29 is just around the corner, and processes are ongoing to ensure that, that the program runs, goes ahead. But Nigerians are also skeptical about the Supreme Court upturning that election. And concerns are also being raised about a vacuum in government, and Nigerians also kick against the interim national government. What are your concerns?
Number one, those who speak to vacuum are obviously not well advised as to the legal position. There is no vacuum. The Constitution provides not for an interim government, but that the incumbent, I don't know the specific sections, as I've always managed to explain to all, if you are looking for legal references, talk to your lawyers. I'm retired. But I believe there are sufficient provisions in the Constitution, as fraudulent as I hold it to be. There are sufficient provisions there that allows the incumbent to continue for the period of that interregnum. It's there. So it's not about, and I've been hearing this nonsense about interim government. We didn't vote for an interim government. We voted for a president. We have courts for the purposes of resolution of disputes. There are disputes, clear ones, about this election, and there are constitutional imperatives that are being overlooked as well. And you don't, if the Constitution is clear, you don't start all this dicing left and right, but because even though there is a Constitution, both the drafters of that Constitution and the people are miles apart, and at the end of the day, it is not a reflection of our will. So it's easy for those who know that the Constitution is meaningless, because that's what it actually is, to keep trampling all over it the way they are. However, we are sworn to follow the legal path. Where that leads, we'll know at the end of the day. If the legal path in their own interpretation includes swearing in a man who is clearly not the elected president, there is a constitutional provision for determining the elected president, 24 states and 25% of FCT. I didn't write that. It's not something that you argue. It's there clearly, 24 states. And I read English language and linguistics up to a point, even though I didn't graduate, and the meaning of hand in law is established. So if somebody now sat down, Mahmoud Yakubu sat down, in spite of that clear provision of the Constitution, he writes a certificate of return in the middle of the night, and his minion in Adamawa did the same thing. He went after the one in Adamawa, but he wants to be covered in glory. It tells you there is a problem with the way our country is run. But again, our own decision at the level of the Obidati campaign organization from day one was always clear. Follow the court. Let the legal system prove itself either an accomplice to the ruiners of Nigeria or indeed the last hope of the common man. Because our very humanity is what is being challenged. Our right as a collective to make a choice. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu had won, if Atiku had won, and it was clear that this was the result of the election, we will clap, congratulate them, which the Nigerian people like, sit back, probably prepare for another election. We're Democrats. And I'm speaking for myself. I would have gone back home and started preparing for another election. But Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not win an election. He's attempting to steal one with the connivance of Yakubu. It is now up to the courts to decide if they are party to that crime. It's not for Dele Farotimi.
Now, let's also look at this